and give your wealth away and hand it to them and let them have it. Of course, use that same wealth against you, to destroy you, to restrict you in various sorts of ways. So we must be, so when you fill with self-hate, your mind, what it means is this: you will love the things that destroy you, and you will hate the things that it's your growth. And you look at your behavior. Look at the behavior of your compatriots and watch if what I'm saying is not true. I hate to read. I hate to study. I hate to learn. Oh, but I love to party. I love to smoke. I love to drink. I love to screw. I love to, and all the loves often you will find will be loves that what? That don't advance you one bit, and yet you can't get over them. You're addicted to them, you see. But the things that lead to growth in wisdom, knowledge, you see, self-understanding and self-discovery, healthy relations, self-control, all those things are hateful. But this is the only way a minority can rule over a majority of people, is by turning their minds backwards so that they love the things that destroy them and hate the things that move them forward. In order for these people to rule over us, we must hate learning. It has to be built into us. We must think that we can't do math. Because you see, if we do math, if we were into learning, if we were into research and into thinking and into, real philosophical ideas and abstractions, we would defeat those people. They know it. So consequently, what they must do is rob you of all of these things so that they may stay in their place. Okay. Of course, to ensure that the race prospers would mean that the individual would have to join the collective in some way and join in collective action, because the race cannot prosper with individuals acting as individuals, but with individuals acting as groups. And that means then we should join groups and be part of groups that are about achieving particular and specific things that advance the interests of our race. It means then that we should examine our own capabilities, interests, talents, and inclinations, and look around for a group or create a group that has a mission that's very important to our advancement as people. We should learn how to even operate in groups and to operate as parts of groups, because power, by definition, essentially is a group function, not an individual function. And power is not possessed by individuals, it's possessed by individuals who belong to powerful groups. And powerful groups gain their power from the nature of their organization and by the strategies and tactics they use in reference to other groups and in reference to the problems that they're solving, you see. So when you look, say, in the 1960s during the Civil Rights era,
What is good, my people? We are live, back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. How you doing today, Cassidra? How you feeling?
I am good. What about you?
I'm good. Always, every day above ground is a good day.
You ain't kidding. Every day above ground. It's fun. Right now, it's such an amazing sight to see just what's going on. I'm so glad I'm above ground watching all of it. It gets better and better every day. Yeah. I got my popcorn, so I'm just ready. Yeah. Ready and waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Ready.
And before we do it, you want to see something though? Cassidra, I found
what?
My DNA test thing. You want to see what it looked like?
You got it? Oh man. Really? Where'd you get it from?
Yeah, it was from one like it was years ago. I just had to find it.
Oh
But
wow!
I
Where did
should
you
probably
go?
do another one because it was like one of them cheap ones.
Yeah, but still, what did it say? I want to
It
get
was
mine done.
My Heritage. It was all right. I'll
Yeah,
show you. I'm gonna show you mine. Yeah, I'm
because
gonna
I
show
want to
you
get
real
mine.
quick.
I think a lot more Black people should get it done so they can stop saying they're not African. That is the dumbest thing. I cannot make
All right,
sense
so
of that.
this
When
is
I hear Black folks say they're not African. Go ahead. Let me see what you will say. Make it. Can you make it bigger?
Can I blow it up? Let me see. Can you see it now?
Oh yeah. Oh, look at you, Nigerian. Okay. Look at you, 48% Central Africa. Okay, West Africa. Central. Okay, look at you. Portuguese. Go sit down with your Portuguese.
Yeah, see, it's not like specific though, you know.
Man, but 48% Nigerian. Wow, look at you. I'm gonna get mine done. I really want to get
this
it
is
done.
the other
Because people
one.
say,
This is
oh, you got two. How many you got? You got two? More than one?
no, this is the same one. This is the same one. It's
Oh,
just a
okay.
picture of
Oh, they go more into details. Get out
the
of here with
Europe
all that
part here. They say I
business.
got 1% shyster.
Oh, you know what? They be lying with that because my thing is after you have not, like, for instance, in slavery days, after 4 generations of not mating with Black, you know, with other races, your blood becomes pure. People don't understand that. So if 4 generations ain't nobody been mating with no Chinese, why is that still on there? I don't believe that part of it. I go by the percentage part, 48% Nigerian. That's the and Central Africa, which is I don't know what part of Central Africa.
See, I wanted
Central Africa.
Yeah, but maybe I should do it if I do it.
Go ahead, say it again.
Like, because it's just Central Africa. There's a bunch of places in Central Africa.
Yeah, but where's Central Africa?
There's a bunch of places.
Let's pull up Central Africa and see what part is Central Africa. You know what I'm saying? What in the world? What part?
Yeah. Let me see. But
that is really nice. So you know where you know.
But yeah, this is the picture. Yeah, but I want to do another one though because like it's like maybe that updated their information, but it did change a little bit. It like still had this, but it had like
look. I'm sorry. Hold on. It says Cameroon, the Republic, Central Africa Republic, Chad, Congo, Democratic Republic, Guinea, Gabon, Rwanda, Burundi. Okay, look at you, Central Africa. Okay, cool. And a lot of those places are where Israelites were from also. So that, you know, that's good too. And Nigeria, you know, those are Israelites, Nigeria, Haiti, a lot of those like Ghana, Gambia, a lot of those places are Israelites. That's where they got them from. But that's pretty cool. Okay, look at you. Awesome.
Yeah.
Got your Gabon and some Rwanda up in there, Burundi. I think that's pretty cool to know that. So I want to hear you say I'm not African. And I'm telling you, most Black folks should do that DNA so that we can stop saying we're not African. We are. That's your DNA. And I keep telling people, and they go, oh, your lineage. The hell with where you're born, they ain't got to do with it. Where was your DNA? Your DNA is where that's your culture. I mean, you know, your DNA is where you were born. You got white folks talking about, I'm born in Africa, say I'm African. No, you're not, honey. DNA is German. DNA. We're not talking about where you were born. We're talking about your bloodline. And people don't understand it. They say, ooh, lineage. Okay, lineage for us is America. That's not who we are, though. We were kidnapped and taken here and dropped here. Does not mean that that's where you need to be. But yeah, so then hearing this thing about Black folks in a boycott African businesses, I'm like, I'm not doing that. And I'm going to tell you why. Why? You have not boycotted Walmart. You've not boycotted Dollar Tree, Family Dollar. Okay, but you want to boycott your own. Do we understand when we're being bamboozled? Do we understand when COINTELPRO is in the mix? That's what's going on now. You got white folk throwing rocks and hide their hands, and we looking over there, and the African is looking at us, and we looking at them, and we ready to fight each other. Are you serious? What the hell? Stop it. We got to be smarter than this. I'm not boycotting nothing. I want to go on the record. I would never boycott it. I'd boycott Walmart before I would a African hair shop. You gonna go and get your hair from the Chinese. You're not boycotting them, but you're gonna go over here and boycott your African brothers and sisters. Make it make sense, please. Make it make sense. I cannot make sense of Black folk. We are so. And then you heard Lisa Beer say, "Oh, they're trying to come and take your reparations." I'm like, dummy. Government talks to government. They're not going to talk to peons. They're not going to talk to little people. So yes, it takes another country to talk to our government, which they're not going to do anyway. But still, just the thought of it, that somebody is actually putting that out there, that they're trying. That's still some good to hear. But come on, you guys. We act like something's wrong with us, though, sometimes. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I'm good on Vinny. I had to get that out.
No, yeah, no, I feel you. And yeah, that's the conversation that we're gonna get into,
Okay. Because I don't understand. I'm trying to understand.
So,
I'm not boycotting. I'm going on a record.
because,
I ain't never boycotting Africa. Go ahead.
Yeah, I ain't gonna boycott no other Black people.
Heck no, that's about the
Like, we
dumbest
don't
thing
understand,
ever.
like,
You ain't
like,
boycotting
Black
white
like,
folk?
we don't understand race and like ethnicity and stuff.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I would not go. I would go to a African shop before I would, like I would boycott Walmart before I would, So.
Heck yeah, and that's what we should be boycotting. You're gonna boycott your African brothers. You're trying to bankrupt them, but you're not bankrupting them Indians, and you're not bankrupting them Chinese. You're not bankrupting white folk who act crazy when you come in their restaurant. You're not bankrupting Victoria's Secrets, who has went on a record to abuse Black people who shop at their shops. You're not bankrupting Starbucks. Come on now, what are we doing? But you gonna go bankrupt some Black folk? Y'all don't get you. Yeah. Y'all don't get away from me with that crazy talk. That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. You got so much heat for your own people. That's how brainwashed we are. They have done a job on Black folk. Mm-hmm. They really have. They've done a job on us. They have really done a job on us.
Yeah.
Oh man. But go ahead.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And we don't understand context and the nuances of certain things, because yes, there's coons that come over here, and yeah, the coon ones need to be checked.
Exactly, and we will check them.
And Cassidra will be the first one to tell you, and I'll be the first one to tell you, and we will check them, So the coons, we don't call out all of them.
All of them. We ain't playing this game. I'm not going against my own.
And then, yeah, but also though, Cassidra, because I also we're gonna like I said, we're gonna get into it. But let me play this video first, right? Okay, because it is things like, well, all right, so we'll
video. I said, which systems were put in place to hinder Black writing and living in their divine purpose? How can we dismantle it and rebuild it? Period. Because we like action. The systems that were put in place to hinder Black people from united purpose are complex, multi-layered, and intentionally sustained across centuries. Here's the breakdown. Systems of division plus suppression. Number one is child, I already know. Primary wound, erased language, lineage, and spiritual systems. Families were deliberately separated. Cultural continuity was severed and demonized to disconnect people from their power and memory. Number two, religion as control. Christianity was weaponized through colonization to force obedience, African cosmology, ancestor veneration, and indigenous rights. Systems taught submission to oppress as divine will. Miseducation system. The curriculum was designed to erase Black brilliance, erase pre-colonial African civilizations, and teach inferiority. Good behavior was assimilation into whiteness, stripping cultural pride. Number four, COINTELPRO. That's counterintelligence program. A U.S. government operation that directly targeted, Black leaders, which are MLK, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton, etc. We already know. Their goal was to discredit leaders, plant infiltrations, and criminalize resistance. And a lot of this stuff we already know, guys, but there are a lot of people that don't know this stuff. Black unity and divinity, hypersexuality, criminality, and this.
Now this question.
All right, so you heard all that, Cassidra, but we know all that. And
if we know all,
we have this also.
Even with that, if we know all that, why do we still argue against each other? We know all of this. So why do we fall for their games every time?
Yeah, we're sick. The trauma has done a number on us, and we need therapy. You know, that's all. That's
We
just
need
the
therapy
truth.
bad. We need group therapy. Just have a show therapy night. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Just therapy night. This is Tuesday night therapy night. Go ahead.
No, I'm there, and that's why I wanted. No, that's why I wanted you on here and to do these lives so we could start talking about, because you only you really gonna go on certain topics that nobody else really gonna go on with me, you know. So we definitely got to do that.
We got to.
So all right, so this social worker says she has said they has an agenda for Black kids or whatever.
Behind social services, and how people that want to push white supremacy, how they're using it to destroy our kids. Watch this clip. We'll come back and discuss.
I believe it.
According to the UN statistics, 50, majority of the children in the world will be from Africa. And the European social services have come up with a subtle way to destroy our families, all that the pretext of they want to help them. Majority of the children that I have been investigating, the reasons for them being was, that was not a reason why you should remove a child. Every child that have passed through in a country like Sweden, their social services come out with one piece. So they want to make sure that for them to keep up this white supremacy, looting, exploiting of Africa, make sure that since their own population is declining drastically, our children that will be like adults by 2050.
According to her,
So she's saying, they trying to develop more coons, and this is gonna be, you're gonna outnumber them.
They're done. You know what? They can try, but every time they try something, it always backfires. So I don't care what they try right now. They're done. Their days are numbered right now. We are literally looking at their days being numbered. So of course they got to fight for dear life right now, and they are literally like a fish out of water, fighting for every single breath. And that's the greatest thing to watch: a fish that come out of water and they start, trying to breathe. And that's them white folk. And that's what I picture when I see a fish out the water, and I just be looking at them, because I'm like, that's the white folk right there. They're fighting for every breath right now. And they're gonna try some things. A few may get passed, but their days are numbered. They're done. Their days are done. Do you hear me? Done. So everything they're doing right now is gonna backfire on them. Go ahead.
Yeah. And all right, so and Cassidra, and to go bring up the topic, right? I couldn't find certain videos to make it, but this will make it a good point. So we just gonna play this video, and you can jump in. I'm not gonna play the brother's video who it is. I'm gonna play the videos that he has gotten. Just regular random Black people reacting to what you're saying, and then you can say whatever. You could jump in whenever you want to. Say whatever. So
everybody right now, smash and everybody right now share this video, because this is the reparations generation, and I do not mean Jollof reparations. Check this out.
I ain't trying to play with him, but it's
the African Union is claiming all Africans born outside of Africa as a part of this union, unconsensually, as a part of this sick region, which is going to allow them to basically tap into our resources, our economic rights, and we have no rights or say union as the sixth region. Take that in mind. And all I gotta say to that is 400 years too late. Yeah.
When it comes to the African Union, which we all discovered after the Essence debacle, which is being ran by a bunch of damn immigrants, probably some Europeans from Europe, and some Africans from Africa. Yeah, y'all, these people took over the Essence Festival, make themselves rich, and make us poor over here, trying to tap into our wealth. They are all part of this damn African Union, which has been in existence for the last 12 years. They have a whole website of them colluding with the government, the Congressional Black Caucus, that has made us the 6th region or the 6th district of Africa. The Congressional Black Caucus in all the previous administrations have colluded and conspired against us here in the indigenous Black American culture to sell us out to now Africa, the Congressional Black Caucus, y'all, who are all immigrants. They are the real diaspora. Supposed to be representing us. When it comes to us guys, they block everything. Anything for immigrants is a go. The African Union guys is saying that if we were to get reparations, it should go over there to Africa, and they want
good Lord, shut up. That's not what that means.
Put us over there so that we can build that over there.
No, that's not what that means. That's not what that means. Government talks to government. Government not gonna talk to just normal Black folk. There's no way we're gonna go up to government and say, "Hey, Trump, we want reparations. Here's why." Governments talk to other governments. They've been trying to do this for a long time, but I don't think that they're going to be able to get it done. I just don't think so. But they're not trying to take anything from anybody. Government, they know governments talk to government. And my thing is, they say, oh, 400 years too late. Well, no, it's time. Timing is everything. It wasn't time. We fail to realize why we went through what we went through. You went through what you went through because of some stuff that you're doing even now, and you don't understand why we were in this position for so long. And you're still not understanding. So now the time is up for you to come back into the fold, to come together, to grow together, to support each other. And we fighting the very ones that's trying to help, whether you know it or not. Okay. I'm not going to say African Union is going to do, can do, but at least they trying. 400 years or not, they're still attempting to help, and that's what I believe. Governments talk to governments. Government don't talk to average Black folk and say, hey, what y'all need? Government don't give a dang on about ordinary people. So that's what I'm saying. And when they doing all this fussing and you finna write a petition, which I heard one lady was talking about a petition, and I'm like, you can hurt your own selves. Because if I was African Union, I'd be saying, here with y'all Black folk. Y'all don't want y'all help. Okay, go get your reparations yourself. It's not gonna work. Because the Black Caucus ain't gonna get it for you. Because they're, like they said, they're immigrants, but they don't care. They're looking out for their own, which everybody else did too. That was Black. There wasn't a immigrant. They still watched out for themselves. So Black folk, it's okay. Do it yourself then. If you think you can do better, go get it. Go get your reparations. How about that?
Now, Cassidra, I would say is for me though, like the problem is kind of like twofold though, because you hear this, like when I was listening to these videos, like I hear how much cooned out that Black people are, because the mindset that is coming from is not from the right place. It coming from, I am an American, which I like. Again, you can come on here and debate me about it if you, well, not debate, but have a conversation with me about is we citizens or is we not? But
we're not.
The Black people are saying
you the way they keep killing you because we're not citizens.
Exactly.
And I don't understand why people don't know that.
That's why they can lock you up like the way they want to.
Exactly. And treat you any kind of way. And then the police could go, oh, that's unjustifiable. They say it's justifiable. Yeah, you just murdered somebody, shot him in the back of the head, but it's justifiable because you're not citizens. They can do immigrants like that. But they're getting ready to find out, because when they behinds have to go get out of America,
I also think
they'll find out. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, and the thing is, for us to get what we like, Black people around the world, that's why I was saying last week, we can be proud of our particular ethnicity or whatever, but we are Black first. We're going to celebrate, but we are going to stand together to take what, because that's the only way you're gonna have to take it. That's the bottom line. Like, the same way you do, like, like a lion is not going to give up its, food or whatever. You're going to have to take it. You feel me? So, and it's going to take Black people supporting Black people first and doing business with each other. Like, that's the thing that's why I don't even like getting into that FBA thing. Because even if you are like, yo, let's focus on my community. Okay, fine, do that. Well, go build up your community, but then you still could do business with the other black people around the world. Like, we doing business. Like, okay, I put my literal group first, but then I also put black people first. You know what I'm saying? Period.
Right.
You know, so like, even if it's a business relationship on where you are, what do you think most of the resources and the most of the whatever is, you know? And then also, it is a problem with a lot of miseducation that we have, you know, and how people use history in the wrong way and without context. You just hear a law, but you got to go through each year to see how you even got to that point in the first place, and then the responses to it, you know, because a lot of people use that 1924 thing. But if you look up the reaction to it, like, black people and the Indians was beef. That's how you know who was separated, because Indians didn't like black people and black people didn't like them, you know, and they was like mad about all, but that's a whole nother topic, you know. But Cassidra, I do have to say, on the other hand, right, like, that this African Union, though, this particular group, because I agree that we're gonna need each other, but this particular group do have kind of like, I can understand some people's point about questioning this particular group's, you know, thing, because with black leadership, like let's be real, like, throughout a lot of places in America and Africa and different, like, have been willing to sell ourselves out or whatever. So I don't know, you know. So I think that we should be very careful about what it is, because you know, a part of it, I think we shouldn't not be paying them taxes at all. They should not be taking our tax money. If anything, our taxes should be going to us directly, you know. But
right,
I don't know. And I'll play this, Cassidra, and I'm only gonna play this part, and I'll see what you think.
Do not know will be enlightened, and
I'm
those
not
who
trying to play
already
this
are enlightened, please, because reparations.
All 55 African
do not know will be enlightened, and those who
non-entities talking about how people can only be considered African if they have dual citizenship, and yet within the African Union, all 55 African presidents signed a treaty recognizing the African diaspora as a new nation, granting the African diaspora full participation in the African Union. They call it the 6th region. So now within the African Union, there's North, West, East, South, Central Africa, plus one last region, the 6th region, which constitutes the African diaspora.
Some of you may have heard about the
and consider, and I would say this too. Yeah, and yeah, we should definitely be taking. You know, I'll just keep playing it though. I'll just stop playing. Well, shouts out to William Bell, who just came in here. Appreciate you listening, my brother.
The African Union, but what is it? The African Union is a multi-state organization.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say, because you made this point before. Like, when you traveling through African countries and you have to have a passport as another black person, and our different currencies, because I think that it could be created where it's like some kind of currency exchange rate between black nations, whether it be here, there, Jamaica, whatever it is, you know, like some like an app or something that can exchange currency so that we can do business with black people globally, you know, whether you're trying to acquire land or whatever it may be.
And who's to say it won't get there? You have to start somewhere.
Like all the I think that we should definitely be that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we should be starting that. That's something that I feel like would be a good thing, you know, with black people being able to go country to country.
Yep, I believe so. Yep, and support each other,
able to spend their money, but you know, not have problems, you know.
I absolutely agree. But it shouldn't be. It should be where you write the prices out, so we don't have to ask you, because the price is already written out. Don't not have a price on there, so when we come, you go up on the price, and that's what they do. So we have to be very careful about that too, you know, at them, you know, going up on prices when we come, but everybody else get the discounted price except the, you know, the black folk in America. So I totally agree. I totally agree that we should just support our own, you know, but they are making it so hard to now, you know, when black folk go to Africa, now we're going to have a hard time because we're fighting over here. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's right. They're doing that on purpose, because a lot of us are going over there.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like that. Shouts out to Raw too in the building. Appreciate it. So, all right, I'm gonna play a little bit
region, the sixth region, which constitutes the African diaspora.
Some of you may have heard about the African Union, but what is it? The African Union is a multi-state organization that includes all African states, just like the European Union. The headquarters of this organization is in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The total number of its members is 55, but the membership of 4 states, which includes Mali, Guinea, Burkina Faso, and Sudan, has been suspended due to recent military coups.
You see that? Because suspended Burkina Faso and everybody who stood up with them.
Ain't that something?
Like, that's what I'm saying about that particular group, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, because a lot of times, not the people, and we confuse the leadership who leads us into corruption.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
So they suspended Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, right?
Yep.
Well, we don't need to be joining with them, because that means they sell out their coons. Because I know Burkina Faso.
But I'm saying that's the African Union.
Oh, that's the. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'd rather for us to stand with Burkina Faso than Mali than anybody else.
Thank you. That because the point that you're making is absolutely right, though. You know what I'm saying? It's just we got to be careful about who we would allow to be able to do. And I'm not just going to stand up for just anybody just because of I agree with their message. They got to be. It can't be somebody leading us into our own destruction. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's trying to be a part of the West. You know, Western, because you see, like they have historically have had I would say they have a lot of questionable things that from my perspective, you know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is you got to be careful about
right. I got you. But how about who's with Burkina Faso? Who are they with? We could join up with those. I'd rather join up with that group than any other group, because I know that group is going to do what's right, do right by us. I don't think the African Union, they've been in Africa a long time, and they've not really done anything for Africa. So how do you think they're going to do something for us? They're not even straightening out their own stuff over there.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And I do think that if Burkina Faso, hey, Black Americans, something, I think that more Black people than not will be willing to ride,
right,
if it came down to it. So I do think that, like kind of properly. That's why I be trying to be like, all the times when people be on here talking about FBA all the time, I'm like, no, focus on what you think should be done as opposed to what you like. Don't focus on the negative stuff that you don't want. Anything you put attention on is like, I don't want to be this. I don't want to be this. But you don't know what you don't want to be. Put your focus on what you want to be. Like, talk about what you want to build. You know, it's okay to address things and talk about it sometimes. And like, Cassidra, you'll come on here and we'll talk about generational curses and how to uplift that, and you know, other things, you know. But when you talk same thing all the time over and over, you know what I'm saying, like, you contributing to it too, in my opinion, like the people that be doing that. I'm just saying. Oh no, the AFC Union.
Oh, they got the AES, right? AES is who the Burkina has partnered with in Mali and Niger, is Alliance of Sahel States, or AES. Okay, so that's who we need to be partnering with, because they got away from AU in January 2024. Wow. Okay. So yeah.
And William Bell said his 3 different companies. His Yoruba tribe of. Yeah, that's what mine said. I said I'm from.
All right, you guys.
All right, didn't it say Nigerian?
You're Nigerians. Yep, yours 48% forecast. Nigerian. Woohoo! Y'all the same tribe. All right, now look at that. Show that chart again.
Well, we might be different tribes, bro. I don't know about you. I might be. What's the other tribe? What's the other tribe? And I'm the other tribe, bro. We got beef. No, I'm playing.
You was Nigerian.
Yeah, I exited out.
You need to put that up again.
Yeah, it was like I'll bring it back out there.
Eventually. Yeah, you can bring it back so we can see it again. That's pretty cool.
I'll bring it back because I exited.
Oh, William say he Igbo. Okay.
Yeah. Igbo. Yeah, I'm Igbo, bro. Igbo, bro. I'm Igbo. We got beef. Now I'm playing. That's what's up, though.
Yeah,
too,
me. I think all Black people should get their
But, all right,
DNA
let's keep
testing
going.
done.
Mhm.
No,
All
they're
right.
not the AFC.
Done
They're
has been
the
suspended due to recent military coups. Can we talk about the total area of this union? It
AES.
is about
Huh?
No, I was saying. She said that they're AFC Union, and they're that's not who they are.
30 million square.
But go ahead.
Okay.
Kilometers, which is almost 3 times more than the area of the United States. And if we talk about its population,
Okay,
1.4 billion people live here, which is almost
we made
equal to
that
the
point.
We ain't nobody's little homie.
I
These
think we
people-
made that point anyway, because I don't want to. So I'm gonna play. Now, I get what you're saying, Cassidra, because the stuff that they're saying is straight up clone material. Like, you know,
different direction because playtime
I ain't
is
gonna
over.
play on him.
So I just got the tea that Africans are trying to tap into our $1 trillion spending power in our reparations. Thanks to this content creator, she just talked to me about the African Union and what their plans are. What is the AU6 region? The African Union, AU, recognizes 5 geographic regions of Africa: North, South, East, West, and Central. The 6th region was created to include the global African diaspora, meaning you and I as so-called Black Americans, whether we agree or not. This designation has no voting rights, no land, no actual citizenship benefits, but it allowed African leaders to claim us as an economic and political asset on the global stage. What are they doing right now? Creating Pan-African councils to speak on behalf of Black Americans, claiming us under the AU6 region to get access to grants, global funding, and future reparations. Pushing global campaigns for African unity, but not including our demands, history, or sovereignty. Meeting with U.S. leaders to form economic.
So she could be telling the truth, or she could just be making that up. So, once you, I'm gonna keep going.
Copy and paste the link. Sign the petition for a travel ban against these.
All right, yeah, here you
We're
go.
not supporting you in any good.
That's the part you was talking about,
And 50K signatures. I'm gonna put the link in the.
That's so dumb to me.
Chat. Please copy and paste the link. Sign the petition and share the petition out to family and friends.
These Africans think we something to play with, but we about to show them real quick. First line of business, the African Union. They have decided to seek reparations on our behalf.
And by the way, like, and people do have to separate Africa, because most people don't even agree with their leaders. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what Europeans do? They put in puppet.
Exactly.
Create all kind of chaos into different regions and stuff, and that don't even represent the people. You know what I'm saying? And then we get a glimpse, because it is true. Like, America is not going to let in, if they know better, if they know it, a revolutionary Black person. They're going to let in a Black person who's just here, and so they're not going to make no. So yeah, it's a lot that they would let in. They're not going to let in Patrice Lumumba. You know what I'm saying? They're going to let in, like, right. They're gonna let in what's the I forgot her name, the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia, the Jamaican, but she a Republican and all that. But they gonna let in people like her, certain people, they're not gonna let in, but I mean that every single person over there represented is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but we also have to be careful with leadership as a whole, because even this is what I be trying to tell y'all about a political thing. They have to take even a certain amount of, I'll just keep it PG-13. Like, they have to bow down to a certain extent, even in the politics. Like, Obama sat there and told you I couldn't do reparations because it would have pissed white people.
Exactly. He's a coward. He's a freaking
you
coward.
Kind of got to be, and you know how Black people. But Black people, we got to be for everybody. So we get in office, oh, I got to be fair. No, you got to do stuff for us. You know what I'm saying? You got to put your people first and only, you know.
Yeah, but they never put us first.
What you say? Yeah, they never put us first.
But they never put us first.
Region. We are not the 6th region. We did not appoint you to speak for us. When you sold us for whatever products, goods that you received, the transaction was not belong to Africa.
Yo, so this whole thing about Africans sold Africans into slavery, that is not necessarily true. Like, it's the same way how they be like black slave owners, and it's not necessarily true. Like, you owned your family for the most part, but you do have Sheriff David Clark out there. You know, you do have a black leader who be like, my tribe and this and that, and black people have not put our tribal differences to the side. But y'all tell me, besides like really 1 or 2 tribes who was able to do it for only really like 20 years, because Europeans lie, they kidnap the people who they try to do it with, you know, but also, like, you know, they leave the whole context out of everything. But black people do have a problem of thinking that we can have other people. We think the Spanish, like, they might beef with each other, but we still have not learned that they would never of us over any of them. Even if they would kill each other, they would drop bombs on each other. But if a black person is walking through the area, they would stop shooting at each other.
Shoot at us.
Look at the black person and say, look at this N-word, and laugh and shoot you. So, you got to be careful when you talk about history to get the whole context of everything, because the people who selling slaves themselves in most cases, you know, and people don't even realize that, you know. But yeah, there's always going to be Sheriff David Clarks out.
Those were probably the coons of Africa.
Always be coons. There's always going to be black slave owners. Yeah, it's always coons. And they also don't tell you, like, if you listen to Henry Clark, he was like, this is what John Henry Clark said, not even me, but a lot of the times that you know, the Arab slave trade was going on for 1,000 before the European slave trade, and a lot of times it was Arabs who was actually, you know, doing their thing. So they said more people went to South America. Okay.
Africa. We are trying to get the cease and desist completed. If you can look in my bio, go ahead and add your support there, so that we can go ahead as lawmakers and they can stop coming to meetings with our lawmakers and trying to get our reparations. They are not going to Africa. We are completely stopping that here for Black Americans going to Africa. We're not doing it. We're not supporting you in any goddamn way. And the next line of business, you guys, we're going to go ahead and seek a travel ban against these Africans. And we're also going to seek to remove the protections of Black Americans from the African people. What
in the hell?
Because they didn't offer us what we're going through. So I don't know why they want us to be blind, but guess what? Our ancestors died for this. And we're not about to play with y'all. And y'all not about to come over
in the hell forecast
here and play in our we're all the skin color. Don't play
with
us.
Hold on. Forecast.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. You give your own more heat than you giving these white supremacists. These police officers murdering your children. No heat. The Chinese cuss you out, beat you when you come in their shops. No heat. But you want to sit up here and give your own brothers and sisters, cousins, whatever you want to call them, heat. For what? For what? We both at the bottom. What the hell are we fighting for? We're both at the bottom. Period. And we fighting against each other. This just makes no sense to me. It doesn't. I'm going to go to the African shop every chance I can. Period. I'd rather for you to boycott Walmart than you do your own brothers and sisters. This makes no sense. Do we not understand how long is it going to be for us to understand that this is COINTELPRO? They've been doing this since forever. And it's so much easier now because you're online behind a camera. So you can put a black face on there and you can talk crap about your black brother. You can be white with a black face and talk all this crap about a black person. And because your picture looks black, you'll think that's a black person. That's COINTELPRO all over again. It's the 2025 COINTELPRO. It makes no sense how we suck up on this stupid stuff and we run with stupidity. This is ridiculous. Do we not know how serious we are going to need each other for what's coming? And if you can't turn to your African brother and sister, you're going to be in trouble. We're going to need each other whether you know it or not. Because if you ain't got no other friends, and now you ain't even got no African friends, what are we doing? Caribbeans, Africans, period. It's time for us to come together. That's what they're so afraid of. This is so disappointing. So disappointing. I'm so frustrated with this. I don't know what to do. But I'm going to tell you what. I will not be boycotting nothing. I will boycott them white folk before I will my own. I'm not going to go against my own. That's stupidity. To even talk like this. This is crazy. I ain't never heard black folk talk about white folk like this. Have you? Am I missing something here? You can have a whole seat with that. Because I will not go against my own. Ever.
Well, I mean, I try to tell Bakari black people can't be racist. This is why, because we scared. We scared to be racist. So no,
on all levels, on so many levels, and you got people actually doing this. Are we that stupid? You didn't want your man in the house. You said we don't need men. Now we're gonna sit up there and say we don't need black folk. When are we gonna go and say we don't need police officers in our neighborhood? You will walk up to a black person and they say, yeah, we need the police. Oh, yeah, we need the police. But you don't need your own brother and sister. You're going to boycott your own. You're trying to bankrupt your own. We don't support each other as it is. This makes no sense to me. I cannot. This is ridiculous. Well, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah,
this is ridiculous.
Facts.
If it's anybody on this world that know how to fight, it's us.
I always trying to blame white people for slavery. What about the Africans who sold us to
I can't take no more of this. I'm serious. This is really sickening. This is so disgusting.
Ask anybody.
This is crazy. It just makes no sense. It's no point. It's just retarded. This is so dumb. You look just like them. I had a girl today, right? She's from Ghana, right? And I looked at her and I could hear the accent. I said, where you from? She said, Ghana. And I said, hey, sister. So we started talking. And we talked. And I was like, it's so nice to talk to another black person. You know what I'm saying? That's not a coon. That's not sold out. That think like we think. And you had the nerves to talk about, I'm a boycott. I'm not boycotting nothing. I'm not here to boycott my own. And she said, because she looked at me, she said, do I know you from somewhere? I said, I don't know where you from. That's what I said. Well, no, I'm not from Ghana. I said, but I'm going, but it was just so amazing how, she was just so friendly and I had no problems. We were both friendly, but it's just so sad because we're missing out. They could teach us something. We could learn a lot from them. We could, but we don't want to. Why? Because white folk don't want you to. So white folk then threw a rock and now they hid their hands. Now we're going to go against our own. What kind of fool is that? That's fool stuff. Well, I'm going to tell you, I am African. And you can't say you're not African forecast. You got a Nigerian 48% and 37% something else. Central America. That's what it was. Congo. 37%. So you can't never say you're not from Africa. And most black folk, if they did their DNA, they would find out that they're from Africa. Now, y'all can do that Indian shit all you want to, whatever. That ain't who I am. Indians didn't like black folks, okay? They was fighting against black folk in slavery. They was turning your behinds in. You sit up there wanting to be proud to be there. We so brainwashed. What's wrong with us? I have to get my DNA done.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, God, please help me. I cannot.
The first no, I was saying, the first revolution and the quote unquote new world the Indians stabbed us in the back, you know. They count as Indians, Mexicans, whatever you want to, same difference, you know. They stabbed us in the back, you know.
They always do. We always get
Both
stabbed
of
in
them
the
did.
back.
So, you know what? And I'm. All right, so I'll stop this one here. We don't need to keep going on it because,
I
you
do
know,
not want to give them
unless you
no
want to
more
keep going and make a
attention.
point about that, you know.
I don't want to give them no more attention with this nonsense. This is nonsense. This is nonsense.
Okay, but yeah.
Now, I don't think Malcolm would be for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying him. Okay, I'm saying Malcolm. We have to stand for each other. We have to protect. We have to support our own. This is the only way that we gonna make America fall. If we support our own, take our money from them. We done made everybody rich. Now you're gonna try to bankrupt your own brother. What kind of stupidity is that? We done made the Asians rich. Never had a problem with them, even though how they treated you when you went in their stores. You never boycotted them, but you want to go and boycott your own African businesses, African everything. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And if that's what you're about, then that's what you be about by yourself. Because I will never go against mine and stand with white supremacy. And that's what y'all sound like right now. You're going to go against your own, but you ain't going against them Chinese. You don't get them Indians that kind of heat. You don't get the Chinese that kind of heat. You don't get white supremacy that kind of heat. They killing your kids. You're not giving them no heat. None. They kill your kid. You make an excuse why it's okay. That's mental illness at its best. And that's what I'm seeing now. Mental illness. Better be careful coming on here talking about you're not African. When you do get your reparations, they're going to pull this tape up and say, oh, you said you're not African. And I'm going to be like, I'll take his part. I'll take his, please, I'll take it. Because I am African. DNA say I'm African. DNA's forecast, me and forecast will take it. Y'all can sit there if you want to and put your face up there telling me I'm not African. Where the hell you think, even if you Israelite, you talk about you're not African, you sound like a fool. Where you think Israel is, where you think it's in Africa. All of it's Africa. And you said, you're not Africa, but you're Israelite. Well, do we have another place for Israel? Was it in Africa or not? This is crazy. Go ahead. That's crazy.
And by the way, if you talk against reparations too, you got to give up your check too. You know, I'm just saying for those brothers out there.
That's right. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up. I'll take it. Woo, I'll take it. I got some.
All right. Let me be focused. Yeah. So look, and we talked about this is coon behavior that we cannot. But like I did say though, consider it is a twofold problem that we have as Black people, because the problem is though the Black people in certain positions, what are we gonna do with them? I guess is
we're gonna get rid of, put them in jail, or they got to die. One of the two, whichever you decide to do with them. Because these coons ain't gonna be no good for us. They ain't gonna be no good for us. So we gotta get rid of them. Them coons gotta go. They can go self-will or they can die.
They do it.
They got to go.
Yeah. And Ross said they do what Caucasoids do. They divided us. We were one people, one planet. But now, we different people now. But now, see, look, and this is the thing about the African Union in particular. I'm just saying, like, I can't speak on it because I'm not an expert. It's probably brothers that's listening, but they ain't saying nothing. So we must be right about everything saying because they quiet as hell today. So that's fine. But
they're always quiet.
We also got to look at they scared as hell, consider they scared of you for real. That's why they do what they do. So anyway.
The AU responded swiftly and harshly. They condemned the takeover, suspended Burkina Faso from the bloc, and effective communication. For nearly 2 years, there was no...
See, we got to be careful about what and this is when we talk to people, we got to see what goal they have. And little do people know, like, the talking points and the hills they're willing to die on tells me where you stand at. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're willing to die on a Democrat talking point, then I know you're a Democrat, you know, whether you deny it or not, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is is though, we have to look at like a lot of the leadership is trying to be accepted or whatever, you know, and I don't know, like I said, maybe it's not true. I hope it's not true, but it seems as though they separated themselves from Burkina Faso and
yeah, they did.
you know,
diplomacy.
And that's why we got to be careful with the African Union talking about what they're going to do with certain things, because people do like to infiltrate it, and they will put people in certain positions and be like, hey, this is the first black so-and-so, and whether they're black or not, you know. But yeah, and there's a difference between leadership, people in certain positions, and even there's a difference between the people when the people elect their own people and when somebody is put in a certain position on top of that, you know.
Yeah.
So
but you understand,
No dialogue.
You see this this new AU, you see what they look like. They don't look black to me. I wouldn't partner. I don't want to partner up with them. You don't look black, you don't look like me. I ain't partnering up with you. Nope. No, thank you.
But that's what I'm saying. You see why it's a complicated kind of situation.
Exactly.
Because the NAACP was also doing that. They was some shysters, and they was talking, and that's just like the NAACP with a Jewish dude at the head talking about
Jewish
reparations.
Dude.
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And making it for everybody, you know. Sorry, let me play some.
Just silence and sanctions. The African Union had turned its back. While Burkina Faso fought insurgency and rebuilt from the inside, the AU watched from a distance, seemingly uninterested in the realities.
And I know there's more people listening than to say, so if it's wrong, then tell me so I can be more educated and so I can look it up, you know. But, you know, apparently we write about everything we say here, so.
On the ground. But recently, something unexpected happened. A shift. A sign of change. The new union chairman, Angolan President João Lourenço, broke that silence. For the first time in years, he sent a delegation to Ouagadougou, but this wasn't the usual political visit. It wasn't about pressure or punishment. This time, they came to listen. Antonio Tete, the special envoy sent by President Lourenço, arrived not with threats.
All right, so, you know, you see that part, and we're going to go, so yeah. But this is what people are reporting that what he had to say about
not only the people of Burkina Faso, but sent ripples through the corridors of power across Africa. The African Union has dispatched an unexpected envoy to Ouagadougou following a chilling declaration from Captain Ibrahim Traoré. There were no loud statements, no formal press releases, no red carpets, or one quiet delegate, one mission, one message. And the question on everyone's mind is why? This isn't how the act moves. For years, we've seen noisy condemnations, suspensions, and sanctions. But this time, it feels different.
They scared of it, brother.
There's an eerie could become the most pivotal chapter in modern African history. So what did Captain Traoré...
Yeah, it's that too many black people getting on code.
Yeah, honey.
Yeah, what's going
kids
on now?
getting on code over there. The youth over there getting on code.
Just days ago,
yeah.
Young revolutionary leader stood before a select group of and made a bold declaration. Burkina Faso will no longer answer to institutions that do not answer to the people of Africa.
Yes. I love it.
It was a thunderclap, a direct challenge to both African institutions and global powers alike.
Chill any room in 90.
My bad.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Here, that Burkina Faso is charting a new course, a future defined by sovereignty and total rejection of what he calls the puppeteering of old empires. He declared an open alliance with Mali and the Alliance of Sahel states. Together, these nations are setting up a new African order, away from the influence of both ECOWAS, the African Union itself. Enter the African Union. In what analysts are calling an unprecedented move, they sent Ted Antonio, the Angolan current chairperson of the AU's council, to Burkina Faso. But it wasn't just who they sent, it was how they sent him. No media briefings, condemnation, no closed-door warnings. The AU, known for its swift rebuke of coups and transitions that that defy traditional, instead came to listen, to observe, to understand.
Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else? Hey, Cassidra, so do you want to talk about that other? You want to talk about that other topic too, or
we can do? I mean, you have time.
Just this
it's
one.
Up to you. We can do both.
Yeah, I got time.
Okay.
I got time. So,
cool.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna hurry up and so. They according to them, I can't speak their language, unfortunately. So they're saying that he condemned the African Union, of course, and so we see that, and I'll play a little bit of this here.
Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso, is in big trouble once, guess what, with the AU, African head of state, and also head of state in ECOWAS. The African head of state have come out and they have said that Ibrahim Traore is not the official president of Burkina Faso and he has no right to scrap off all the election board. In that, most of the Burkinabés are very angry with the head of state. These are the 10 head of state that have come out.
Why would you be?
And they want Ibrahim
upset about change when you see it's working? Why are you mad about? See, this is the brainwashing part of it. This dude has built hospitals, roads. This dude has done what no other president in Africa has ever done. So is it jealousy or you want them to look the same way with no change? You just want to see big old whatever in Africa, a president that has sold people out, that is putting more money in their pocket than they are in the country. That's what they're used to seeing. So anytime you're going to see something fresh and new, it's going to be a fight. My thing is, my hat goes off to Burkina Faso. Keep doing what you're doing because people don't like what's new, but they'll get used to it. Go ahead.
Considering, speaking of revolution, it depends. Can you have white girls that stay in the country doing a revolution? If not, it's not happening if white girls can't come in. So
that's crazy.
He must be a Kenyan. You know what's funny, bro? Because I'm gonna show
happy with this news. I want to play these breaking news on whatever that has come out immediately. Something that has come as a shock in Ouagadougou. I'm going to highlight the name of these 10 head of state in the AU that they want him to step down, and whatever that Ibrahim Traore has given them as a feedback. In that, the election board head in Burkina Faso, they are fully disagreed with what has done by removing the election board. It means that this issue is still a matter.
So I think Traore made himself the president for another 5 years,
He did, but guess what? And he needs to, because the people told him to. The people wanted him. The people don't want nobody else because they see how well he's doing for the country. So yes, my thing is, why not? If it's not hurting anybody, he's not hurting the country. He's helping the country. So why are we so against our own when we see our own improving things? That's crazy to me. This dude has done a lot more for his own country than any other president in Africa. So maybe that's what the problem is. They see this black man doing for self, doing for his own. They don't want to see that. They want to see what they've been seeing. Go to Africa, you got them roads. He's building roads. He has cars, electric cars, hospitals. He's getting ready to build houses for African people, his people. Who don't want to see that? That's crazy. That's crazy. But I'm going to tell you what, it's going to work. It's time for it to work because he's on assignment. So no matter what they say, but I believe America's behind that also. I believe that America has a lot to do with what's going on, what you're seeing now. That's some American stuff. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, facts.
That has made so many people to be angry. Before heads come out and run. Faso. The number one is the president of Benin, Patrice Talon. Patrice Talon has come out election board head in Burkina Faso, and they want.
Oh, and by the way, yeah, if we all black, then I get a vote, and I will vote him in.
I tell you what, you got my vote.
So
He got my vote.
Want Ibrahim Traore to step down.
Yeah, we all black, right? You know, we
Hey,
ain't
he got my
limited, so
vote.
I should
I
be
tell
able
you
to
that much. He got my vote.
vote.
Immediately, because they claim that whatever that he has done, it is something that is not democratically right, and they want him to follow the constitution that is in Burkina Faso, that he was not elected democrat.
Man, these people crazy. He ain't got to follow nothing. He can do it his way.
Know what?
His way been working. So continue on, brother. Continue doing for your people. Continue building your country.
You know what? I'm gonna
make it look the best. Make it look better than Rwanda.
Yep, all facts. And I'm gonna skip that so we can go to the next thing right now. But I want to play this one thing too. And it said why the European Union don't want to let go of Burkina Faso.
Or think about the Sahel region.
Let's talk about
one of the poorest, yes, yet fast demographically. Russia is both influencing and benefiting from the crisis. This is for Europe, for our security and our prosperity. So we need to show the same unity of purpose towards Africa and towards Ukraine. This is a must.
There is a silence in.
Oh, now you want to show something. Get out of here. We must do what? No, we done. We don't need you. Keep moving. Go on about your business. We don't need you. They don't want to let go of that country because they see that country is growing. Boy, they trying, ain't they? It ain't gonna work.
And
it ain't gonna work. They're done.
And we might have to. I might have to talk about something that might piss off some more black people about all these white saviors, like because we got to think that we need a white country to help us to even do it.
Just like Trump, Congo went to
black unity in white country.
Didn't Trump save Congo and Rwanda? They didn't need them saving them. All of a sudden, white men get in there and they stop fighting each other. What kind of fool stuff is that? You need white folk to help you? Come on now. Burkina Faso ain't doing that. Follow his footsteps. He got the plan. They need to get with their brother and follow the plan. That's what they need to do. Because their own people in their country is getting upset with them leaders that ain't doing nothing for them, for their own. They upset with them. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They tired of the nonsense.
And
go ahead.
And one last thing about the African Union thing. You think Haiti is a part of the African Union? Do you think they let them in?
Oh, shoot, I don't know. Haiti is just that's another subject, honey, for a whole nother year. Poor Haiti. They ain't got a chance, do they? Poor Haiti.
Is part of the African
Union.
But
if Haiti, the African Union is so concerned, why isn't Haiti a part of that? Because
exactly.
Try to be a black republic.
Deeply rooted in West.
Ain't that something? You don't even want Haiti in there. Ain't that something?
I'm like, it's curious why not. You know, Haiti's supposed to be one of the first.
Exactly.
But, you know, technically, it wasn't the first, but you know, I'm gonna give it to them. I'll let them have it. They lost the revolution, you know, because they tried to let white people in, and they had all these mulattoes take over. So, but I ain't gonna go there with y'all tonight.
Oh man, you said a mouthful right there.
Cultural connection. Haiti is not geographically part of In 2012,
that's the problem.
Haiti submitted a petition to the African Union to
that's
white
running. That's who's running Haiti now. You got Indian
New
folk.
World Order.
A lot of them running.
We at the top of the New World Order.
You ain't got no black folk running Haiti, honey.
I wonder how they lost.
Admitted as an associate member.
So anyway, y'all know that. And just because Rob mentioned it, you know about like Kenya and all of that stuff. They over there wilding out. They got even
the nation of Kenya, for those who don't know, is having a lot of anti-government protests at the moment. This has been going on for a little more than a year now, and I thought it was interesting that it's happening at the same time that Kenya is doing military intervention in Haiti. The police there, if they see a rioter trying to loot a local business, they've been instructed to shoot them in the leg, do not shoot to kill. I thought that was an interesting contrast to how we handle protesters in the U.S. I probably shouldn't say anymore.
Well, this does sound like a white dude, so it don't really matter what he say, but you know what I'm saying. And you got Haiti over there. well, Kenyans over there in Haiti or whatever. So this is their one year in Haiti. I don't know what y'all think about that, but just because you know, Raw mentioned they must be some Kenyans. This is what some Kenyans is doing. I wonder what happened to Tanzania anyway. I think she was Kenyan.
Welcome and commitment to work on community violence reduction. The critical role the MSS mission plays in providing.
Before that, there was like some sellout. That's why we're talking about is a twofold problem. You have sellout leaders as well. You know what I'm saying? And it's difficult to get behind people who is not about what the American and other European powers put into place. You know, so yeah, when you see somebody who is standing up, it's easier to get behind somebody who is standing up than a puppet. So yeah, you will see more people celebrate that, you know.
Operational support to the Haitian National Police by building its capacity.
All right, so you want to say something about that? Or because we can go on to the next one real quick. All right, let's go to the next thing.
But just remember, anytime you see somebody standing up for their own, you're going to see something like this. You're going to see a fight. You know, they're going to be fighting for their life. But I'm telling you, it's time for change in Africa. And that's why we're seeing this big old fight. But he's still going to win because he's on an assignment to win. So Africa is changing and they don't like it. Because some of them folk, people going to get rid of them to get one of him. Because they see what he's doing for his people. And they're like, well, why you can't do that for us? Why we can't get somebody like that? So that's where they're afraid. Because then they're going to be required to do the same thing he's doing because they're going to be like, well, hold on. If he can do that for his people, why are you not doing that for us? So you're going to see a whole lot more coups in Africa because people are tired of what they're seeing. Go ahead.
All right, now this one, you know, we got to play Bakari and Kofi Boy here. This is a whole different topic. It says, are you sure you want to do this or you want to end it now?
Well, yeah, I guess so, huh? I mean, you know.
All right, we're gonna play it. You know, I'll play this one because I'm gonna let you just get hype real quick. You know.
Oh Lord, you finna make.
So I don't know because you didn't.
Go ahead.
Before we
you know, I ain't never been a fan of this joker right here.
What you think about this?
I had a gay professor.
That's why he got his
college. At a time when still weren't out. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group. So then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or whatever. They have somebody that they can go. I'm not alone.
You should make a gay friend. So if you
forecast, okay, hold on, forecast. So you mean to tell me I need to have my daughters around some hoes? That's what you're telling me. What are you saying? So that means you're telling me that
well, I need empathy. So
no, I don't have empathy because birds of a feather flock together. What my daughter sees is what she becomes. You think you think I care about somebody else's feelings when it comes to my children? I'm going to put them around the best. And the best is not somebody that's walking in dysfunction. That has never been something a parent should ever do. And if that's what I wonder, did he put his daughters around some hoes? You know what I'm saying? So you telling me that that's what I need to have my kids around. I have girls. I always told them, watch who you hang with. I always watched who they hung with. I didn't let my kids just hang with trash. Because if you hang with trash, you become trash. So that's why he's the way he is now, because of the homosexuality coach that he had. So, okay. So you had a homosexuality coach. That coach hurt you. Is that why you walking around with this LGBT love for LGBT? Because you and Michelle, Michael, whoever you want to call them, her, whatever. So you're into that. So you want me to walk my son and to have my children around dysfunction. That ain't happening. So he can talk this noise all he wants. A good parent would not allow their children to hang around dysfunction. So that means if my child is not getting high, I need to hang around some drug addicts. I need to let them hang around with some people that are selling some drugs so that they can have empathy for the drug addict and the drug user and the pimp, right? So that's what you're telling me. That's literally what he's saying. Evil communication corrupt good manners. That means if you see it and you hang with it, you will become it. But go ahead.
Well, no, and by the way, a lot of the slave owners was gay white dudes. Like, you know how they make them a minority.
Absolutely.
But a lot of the slave owners was gay, raping little
babies.
You know, and consider, look, just for modern times, it was racist trans or men. It was dudes. You know, they said trans women, but it's attacked a black woman over a parking spot a week ago or something like that. Did you see that?
I couldn't tell that I was getting hit in the head and everything. I was just trying to defend myself.
That
video shows 21-year-old Jada McPherson taking blow after blow. It just all happened so fast. Her agenda was to pull my head. That was their main against one, and I'm like 130 pounds barely. The fight.
The actual woman.
New Yorkers know all too well. Parking is like.
So you see that, right? Consider racist attackers, but he's not going to say gay racist attackers, you know. But anyway, consider, I just wanted to prove your point there that none of that means nothing. So all right, listen to this. We're gonna play as much.
It gets into
now. I'm gonna say this too, as far as like that whole manosphere thing, like most of them is like the white manosphere reject. Most of them is like your MAGA people, like the black ones I'm talking about. And you know that the white dudes wouldn't accept them into their club. And then, you know, the biggest problem that they have is that they're still coons and they want white bitches, but the white MGTOW Jones talk crazy about white bitches, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they would never let the Negroes. That's why I became a black man and black MAGA and stuff like that, because white boys kicked them out, you know. So there you go.
To sort of the misogyny that young boys are exposed to, the manosphere.
They're getting their parenting online. They're getting their notions of manhood from extreme
extremists.
Having a conversation,
let's go.
Able to be able before we jump right into the conversation.
Zach speaks. All right, and you can jump in whenever you want to. Consider
the conversation. First thing I want to say is that in conversations are able to now chime in. That's number one.
Right,
I think
we want to make sure that they have space and outlets and all of that. And you guys are going to see exactly what I'm talking about as we get further through this conversation.
Extremists.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because let's go back to the original question. All right. Emma's trying to figure out how to raise boys. I think we did a pretty good job of raising our girls. But I've said often that I think I would have had more difficulty raising a son.
Now, this is a key part of the conversation because of the fact that, you know, we needed that reminder that Barack Obama and Michelle Obama both raised daughters, right? They have never raised a son. And so I think that's very important into the that's an important piece of the conversation.
Mind you, consider you probably wouldn't like this girl here because she kind of is on a manosphere side where you would call out some clown dude. And so you would probably cuss her out in particular, but it's kind of the
some
subject,
of these young
though,
folk,
you know?
they think so different. You know, sometimes they just a bit more ignorant than you know, older people. They don't want to listen to older people, and they just be coming up with crazy stuff that don't even make sense. So you don't even listen to them because they don't know no better. Seriously, these young folks, some of them don't know no better. They really don't. They sound.
Mm-hmm. But then
the conversation, because to me that explains more of the disconnect, just like the who not to vote for.
When Barack Obama did that thing. All right.
We're enough to combat that. But I just think for me, particularly, if I don't have a dad around to show it to me, it might have been more difficult. So
another piece of the conversation that I wanted to pinpoint, you know, not having a father around, or a parent around, right? I can say that it can explain certain things, but I think that, just in my personal opinion, it's your responsibility on how to do the best you can with your abilities, because there are some people who do grow up with their father around. Their mother and the father didn't have a good relationship, and so they kind of like exile that relationship and do things differently. There's some people who grow up with tumultuous relationships with their parents and decide that they're going to do things differently. And so I understand what he's saying about the difficulty he might have faced, being that he didn't necessarily have an example to go off of. But there are so many men who are great fathers who did not have a father in their life. So I don't know, the reason being as to why that would have been a deciding factor on if he would have been able to be a good father, being that he does have daughters and he felt that he was a good father to them. So that's a little weird to me.
About it, was it just you said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to try the same thing?
Were there things
did it change over time?
It was a little bit of everything. With both what you're both saying,
daughters, and he felt a little weird.
Just how you thought about it. Was it just you took what your dad had done and you said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to try the same thing? Did it change over time?
It was a little bit of everything with both what you're both saying.
Interestingly enough, obviously, Michelle Obama and her brother, they both grew up in a 2-parent household. Both parents were present. And so Obama's saying, like, you are a man who grew up with your father in the home. You are a man that has sons. So what was the dynamic of how you use that in your best ability to raise your children, your sons?
Initially, I thought, okay, I'm going to take what I learned from dad, all the things that I thought were positive, and then the couple of things that I thought were negative, I was going to try and repurpose.
Right.
What were some of the positives?
Well,
not to pause it here. I'm going to let them continue, but Michelle Obama's face on what were the positives when talking about her father were very interesting to me. I don't know the background of her life. I don't know if she had anything going on, but I thought it was weird that when he talked about the fact that he was going to take some of the, positives and the negatives, that she was like, kind of like, well, what were the positives? Like, what could have possibly have been the positives that you could have taken from that situation?
The willingness to get up and go day, taking me with him to see what it was like to have male relationships, either at work, at the barbershop. He didn't go to the gym, but in play.
That is important.
So you got anything to say about this so far, Cassidra?
Honey, you already heard what I had to say. I don't believe in putting negative around my children. Everybody around them is going to be positive, helping them to grow to get to where it is they need to be. Seriously, I'm not going to put them in a bad atmosphere on purpose. I don't care if you don't have a dad, if you didn't grow up with one. I believe in getting mentors, okay? Positive mentors. And I don't mean the gay uncle, okay? I don't mean the lesbian aunt for my daughters to hang with. I mean, and I don't mean the drug dealer on the corner I'm going to leave my son with and say, hey, dude, can you watch him? I'm going to work. Can you watch? And knowing he's selling drugs. I'm not going to just put the negativity around my children. That's not good parenting. Good parenting is birds of a feather flock together. You want to introduce your children to positivity at all the time, period. Now, they're going to go out there and get some bad. They're going to be introduced to it for themselves. It's not going to be me as a parent introducing them to homosexuality. That's crazy. That's food talk. I don't know what kind of parent he was, but I guarantee you this shit, what he talking right here, he didn't do for his daughters. I didn't see his daughters hanging around hoes. I didn't see his daughters, but else, they would have been on newspaper. They would have been all in the news. Oh, look at who's, I didn't see that they hung around white folk. And I'm not saying that that's who I want my children to hang around. He did that for a reason also. But no, I don't, what he's talking is crap. That's bull. Totally bull. There ain't no way in the world you're going to be a positive parent and you're going to put your child in a bad situation all the time and expect them to come out good because you want them to have empathy. Please. That's a bunch of mess he talking. He lying. He talking shit and hoping that you dumb enough to ruin your child. Ruin your son. That's what happened to Dwayne. Remember, that boy was normal until he got that gay person that was his nanny. As soon as that boy got done with him, he came out gay. Okay. I'm just saying. Ask Dwayne, would he do it again? His son got a whole head of hair looking like girls. We're talking about some damn senior pictures. Please, give me a break. But I rest my mic with that.
Plus, what is it located? No, but what is it about gay or not gay anyway? You like 5 years old, like.
What in the world?
No, I'm saying, what is a little kid thinking about whether gay or not gay?
What is he thinking? You just don't
why
want him
would
in
you
the
have a gay person around that? Like
Exactly.
he think right.
Why would you even? Why would
No,
that
I'm
come?
saying
Why
like,
would this be
yeah,
a
you don't
conversation?
want to, right?
You know, so
Yeah,
you
what
want
does
me
that
to
have to
put
do
my
with
child
anything?
around
He's a little
a gay
kid.
person?
Like he ain't thinking nothing about that.
Please, he can talk. He can talk that crap as he want to. I bet you. I guarantee you, his girls wasn't around no thoughts and no drug dealers, drug addicts, and nobody negative. I guarantee you it. But he gonna tell you how to raise your child. You listen to that fool if you want to. I want to see the result of your son. he sure ain't gonna be sitting up there pimping. Shoot, go ahead and listen to Obama. That thing crazy.
Yeah.
His gay self. He gonna turn out just like Obama punk.
And
please. But I'm a rest with that.
And the thing is though, you know, and it starts in the home.
Yes.
No, it starts in the home too. Like, you know, like having two parents to teach proud to be black, then you can go out on the street and be proud to be who you are and meet other people who's proud instead of all of this anti not wanting to be who you are nonsense, you know.
Exactly.
So
why these spaces are necessary without knowing that he's actually doing that.
But those were some of the positive things. You know, how to walk with mom when you're walking down the street. Always walk on the street side and holding the door and opening the door for her, allowing her to go in. It was just things like that. And then I'd have to really work at thinking of something negative.
So you can hear him saying, he's like, you know, based off of the relationship I had with my dad from father to son, I'd have to really, really dig deep and think of something negative that I didn't want to bring into raising my own children based off of the positive relationship I had with my father.
It don't sound like Michelle
Like you can
Obama
hear
had
him
that
as a
same
man talking about his relationship with his father, how he doesn't see it.
It don't sound like she had the same relationship that he had with dad. You know what I'm saying? Sound like hers was a little bit different than he experienced with her father.
Yeah. So let's listen to what the most beautiful first lady ever had to say.
The negative, he'd have to really dig deep and try to search and find one.
But what about dad also came home, put his feet up, you know, he didn't always cook, or he didn't do dishes, he didn't do.
Are you having trouble trying to keep up with your
she telling on him. She said he didn't do nothing. He put his feet up.
He ain't did nothing.
He ain't do nothing. He ain't walk with me like that. She said she had a different relationship, which he probably did have a different relationship with him. Probably did have a different relationship. But go ahead.
He ain't do nothing but go to work every day and make sure we got a house to live in. So
and
that's
eat.
all he did.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So you mad because your daddy had to work and you
dig deep and try to search and find one.
What about, let me ask this though. I mean, you know, dad also came home, put his feet up, you know, he didn't always cook, he didn't do dishes, he didn't do.
But you have to thinking at the time that was okay because he was at work all day and he needed to rest and mom was always cooking.
Are you guys starting to get the gist of what I'm saying about this conversation? And I try my hardest. If I'm going to have a conversation, especially to the depth of this, I need to watch this and analyze it for myself. Answers as to something that's negative, and him being a man, right? And looking at it from the man's perspective, there was a situation and a space, an era of time where people had positions. There's nothing wrong with that. She's saying that, you know, oh, well, he went to work and then he would just come home and kick his feet up and he didn't cook and he didn't do this. And he's like, I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, mom was the one who was home. Like, what are you trying to, like, how can we find that to be a negative, you know, but this is under the premise of feminism. So again,
what did you think about that, Cassidra?
Oh Lord, stop it, please. Back in the day, that's what men did. They came, the women did the dishes, the women took care of the family. The women, you know, especially if she was a stay-at-home mom. So what did she expect her dad to do? That's what men did back in the day. They didn't cook. They probably knew how, but they didn't cook. They didn't take out the trash. They didn't do because the wife was home. Now you have more men, you know, participating in cooking and cleaning and stuff because both parents are working. But back in the day when Dad came in and put his feet up, that meant Dad was taking care of his business. Dad was working. Dad was paying bills. Dad was making sure you ate. Dad was making sure you had clothes on your back. Dad was making sure the light was on. Dad was making sure you had water, food, storage, the home. So it sounded like she really had an issue with her dad more so than her mom. That's what it sounded like to me. She had, she see her dad totally different than the brother did. The brother seen his, he spent time with him. He had more more of a relationship, a better relationship with his dad than she did. Sounds like to me. But go ahead, Everest.
Yeah. No, facts. No, that's
you don't feel that they are able to have the freedom that men have in certain aspects, while also them not wanting to have the responsibility that men have in certain aspects.
But that's a good one. That's a good potential negative.
Gender roles, very clear.
Very clear gender roles.
Very clear.
And I thought, okay, I'm going to do the positive things and then sort of expose Avery, who's my oldest, to less of the negative things.
He, while still kind of saying, oh, that's a good point. I love that he still said a potential negative, and he didn't 100% run on her bandwagon and say, yeah, that was horrible. I can't believe that Dad did that. Like, I love that he did that for himself. Obama sitting there talking about gender roles and, there was some clear gender roles. What's wrong with that? Okay, what's wrong with that? If you don't want that.
You agree with that, Cassidra?
Well, I'm looking at now and back then, men, like I said, men did, they did the trash. They did the, they didn't do a whole lot that men do now, and that was what it was. If women were at home all day, why did they have to come in and clean when you had all day to do it? That's my thinking. Okay. It may sound a little weird for you guys because, most of us grew up with one parent household, so we really don't understand. But I'm just saying, why, if I'm at home, dinner, I don't have a problem having dinner ready. I don't have a problem cleaning and having the kids. I wouldn't have had a problem with that, especially if my man was doing, he out there working, I can at least do that, and we had gender roles back in the day. That's what we did, Now we still have gender roles. My husband still take trash out, every now and then if it's, I will take it out. But a lot of time I'll say, honey, trash need to go out like that. But we still have gender roles even today, whether we want to see it or not. My husband can cook better than I can. Sometimes he cooks, sometimes I do, because we both work. You know what I'm saying? But if I was at home, that's different. But yeah, I believe we still have gender roles today, don't we? Am I missing something here? Am I seeing this different than everybody else is seeing it?
Wow.
What are you thinking, Forecast?
I know. I agree with you. No, I agree.
I'm just saying, if you have a woman and she's
all have
working,
our roles, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody has a role, but my husband, he cut grass. I'm not going out there. I ain't cut no grass. He got a garden. I don't go in the garden.
I cut the grass, right?
You know what I'm saying? So it's just different things that I do agree with the gender roles. I do agree. And, I'm not going to go out there and make the bacon and bring it home and fry it, and my husband sitting up there doing nothing. That's not, I believe that it's a standard, and those standards worked back in the day and they could work again. But now you have more women out working. So it's almost like, well, you do this, I'll do this. And you kind of, you still have gender roles in the house. Is still things that men just do. But now you have more women bringing more money home. So they taking care of paying more of the bills, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So, but I don't know. Maybe you give me what you thinking, Forecast.
Well, no, let me ask you this, Cassidra. Like, how would you feel, right? Say in the middle of the night, y'all heard something, and then your husband woke you up and be like, hey, honey, can you go downstairs and check what that noise was?
How would you feel? Like he crazy. What the hell you mean? But I can now, because I can do that, but I'm not going to, and he's sitting right there. I may be behind him because he's gonna have his and I'm gonna have mine, but I'm not gonna. He's not gonna wake me up. He gonna go.
Well, I'm saying, what if he asked you? Was you looking?
He wouldn't ask me. I don't even know how to think like that because he would never ask me to do that. He would never wake me up. I'm like, what's that? What's what? What the hell you mean? What's what? No, that's not. No, that's not a gender role I'm gonna take. It depends on what kind of woman you desire. You do have some feminine. You do have some women now that'll get up and check. But I'm not. You ain't gonna wake me up talking about he gonna take care of it before I wake up. He ain't gonna even wake me up. He gonna go handle it. You know what I'm saying? Or he may wake me up just so I can know what he's doing, that there is some danger, so I could be aware of it. But he's not gonna wake me up and tell me to go down and check. No, that's not gonna happen. You wouldn't dare do that. I'd be looking at him like, dude, what you mean? What you mean? You want me to go see what? I'm gonna have a fit. We're gonna be too busy arguing in that room to take care of the burglar. I'm just saying. I'll be like, what the hell? What you talking about?
They'd be like, hey, hold on a minute, we arguing for
Exactly. We're gonna take care of this first. Because I need to know why you woke me up to go take care of a burglar. That's your job. That's not a gender role that I want. So no, we're not doing that.
No, facts. I agree with what you're saying. Because and if ladies, if your husband or boyfriend do that, just go ahead and break up with them. So
hey, you got that. Well, if he does that, now you may have some women that don't mind. Okay, then and that's your thing, but that's not my thing. That's not my thing. I'm not the man in the relationship. God put him in charge, and I believe in giving him his space. That's what he does. So why do I have a man if I'm gonna be doing all that other stuff? That's not my job. That's not while I'm here. I know my role. Women, we have to know our role, and men, you have to know yours. So I don't know about this feminine. I can't even say the word. I don't get into all of that. I don't. So, but yeah, he's not waking me up talking about go see nothing.
All right.
There's not a lot of
yeah, that's funny. All right. Let's get
conversation at this table about
wrong thing.
Well, how do you?
I'm sorry, my bad.
At this table about how do you feel, and how are boys being taught to help sort through their internal selves? And it's almost like you're supposed to pretend like you don't have an internal self.
I want to get this conversation correct, right? Like I want you guys to know how I feel. I've reacted to certain conversations with Michelle Obama. That's what they're doing.
Wix, one platform.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap it up in this second.
Hurt or fear or all the things that are natural of any human, but definitely, fears and emotions that young boys, adolescent men, grown men are feeling. But there's no talk in any of these conversations about being anyone, father present, father not, helping boys guide through that piece of it.
And this is why I have to say it again. And I don't want you guys to get this twisted. I'm not the spokesperson for the manosphere, right? Like I'm not that. But one thing is that being a woman within this, in close proximity to this space, right, of the manosphere, there is a difference. I've hosted live streams. I've heard different parts of the conversation. Being in this space, I've heard the innermost thoughts of men.
She ain't talking about that. So
the safe space in which they're supposed to be.
Almost as if we are raising boys and pretending like their outward selves are the only things that matter, and therefore who they are internally, how they process, how they deal with fear and hurt. Like that's not even on the list of
no,
it's not. And again,
and see, and this is what and consider you talk about this though, like the thing that young Black boys go through in this society, where you have to be certain ways, but at the same time, the way that you naturally are is demonized. Like your natural person, like young boys, they get ADHD and then they get thrown into like remedial classes
and all that's on purpose.
Put on Ritalin, and I don't know if they still do Ritalin, but
I tell you what, if I had a child, you wouldn't put him on no medication. You're gonna teach him the way he is. If you got to stand up and teach him, you're gonna give him something to do, and he's gonna stand up and you're gonna teach him. Period. You're not putting him out on medication. You have to learn how to teach all types of children, and this is what this society does. They want to put our boys, our Black men, on drugs at an early age. That makes drug addicts out of them. People don't understand that. You're not gonna give my son that. You're gonna teach. Back in the day, we got our asses beat. Okay. Sit down, teacher talking, sit your ass down. And and it worked. We didn't have no medication. We know nothing about no Ritalin. We didn't know nothing about no ADHD. You got your ass beat. Sit down, let teacher call me again tomorrow. I'm coming up there and I'm gonna whoop that ass and you're gonna have a seat. Period. And what we do, we sat down. We didn't move. But no ADHD, honey. It was mama's belt, daddy's belt. Seriously. So I don't know what all this, all this, going on with these kids nowadays. That's just sometimes that's excuses. You know, that's a reason to get an extra check. And you get the mama get a check, the school get a check, everybody getting a check, and everybody happy on your son's. No, I told you I had a person that came in and was tested, didn't even have some of, you know, his whole life he was ADHD and he couldn't pass this, and they had him on special ed and stuff. Came in, passed the math test, and I was like, what in the world? What's special ed at? What in the world? I was looking, thinking he was gonna make some horrible. I was like, look at here, ain't nothing wrong with him. They had his mama put him on a check to get a check. At school got a check. The mama got a check. He got a check. Everybody got a check. So you didn't sow that seed into your child. Now you got a child that thinks something's wrong with him, so he's not working up to his full potential. No, we're not doing that. We didn't do that back in the day. There were no checks. You studied. You came in. You did your homework. You studied. So I don't know what she talking about. This is crazy.
I mean, you remember like you had to No, I mean back then, like you better not call your mama at work. You know
exactly.
What I'm saying? Or she'll tell you.
Shoot, you mean the teacher calling me?
Because we got beat. My generation, I know, but it's gonna make. You better not call my damn phone. I gotta come up to the damn school. But
man, shoot, you honey,
no,
you
like, and this is why Bakari probably mad.
She called the mama.
Dropped the
Don't
ball.
call mama. You call mama. You didn't play that, honey. The teacher said, "I'm gonna call your mama." You set up, boy. You was good the whole day. You was like, "Oh God, please don't let her call. I'm gonna just sit here and not say nothing. Please don't call that fool. Please don't call mama."
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and
man.
see, like, and that's the thing, though. I think that my generation was probably the last one that got beatings with belts, that went outside and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, like, my generation will probably be the best generation, but that's a whole nother conversation. But
man, you ain't lying, honey. Y'all we got our tails toe up. Talking about some ADHD. Oh, you got ADHD? Let me come up there.
Belt, like,
shoot, that was the last day you had ADHD. I guarantee you that. Let me come back up at this school. You used to get whoopings in class and everything else. In front of class, in front of teachers. Shoot, you talking about girl, please. Man, please. Talking about some ADHD. Okay, let her call me tomorrow. You was on your best behavior tomorrow, honey. ADHD or no ADHD, you didn't move out that chair. You were scared to move. You didn't move the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, they can talk that so let's they want to. Go ahead.
All right, let's keep
strange phenomenon when we look at society.
I don't know about you, but during my upbringing, nobody talked about that. I would have. I'm just trying to think about the times when I felt insecure. That's internal, or I felt fear, or I felt some sort of way. I could always go to dad and say, "I'm feeling this because of something that took place."
He always had a dad to go to. So even though he had his feet, kicked up or whatever, he was still playing a role, the emotional role in the household to make sure that his son felt heard enough that whenever his son felt anything or endured something, he had somebody that he could go to and communicate. Obviously, because he's literally voicing it now.
It wasn't. I didn't even know that I could be feeling this just inside and it not manifesting itself. It was always a discussion on something that it was some issue.
And so it was a problem-solving conversation.
It was always a problem-solving conversation.
Here we go again. Okay.
Yeah, you're supposed to solve problems. Like, what the hell
that's what parents do, right?
You're supposed to have a problem, then just have a problem. Right. Especially your dad.
Exactly.
He was just trying to solve your problem. He wasn't trying to hear your feelings. Well, yeah, if you solve my problem, I won't have the feeling no more because I'll be like, the problem solved. I'm good now. So
that's crazy.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Obama sounds like something wrong with him. He grew up with them white folk.
We're still going to be the
yeah, he had a white mama, so that's European culture talking.
Exactly.
Yeah, which I like. So
if no matter what you do, no matter the positive that you're doing, it's constantly still going to be diminished in the long run.
Well, it's not that you didn't have feelings, but you ascribe them to a certain situation. You're getting bullied at school, didn't make the team. How should you deal with this, right? And then there would be real conversations, but it very much was around, all right, stuff happens in the world and you got to deal with it.
I think you cannot have two people who are emotionally charged in a relationship.
Imagine being able to build.
Sorry, too much. Oh, we about to wrap it up because she's talking too much.
That there's nothing wrong with that.
It goes back to the whole notion of being strong, self-reliant. Don't be a baby. I do think that one of the differences for me was being raised by a teen mom, young mother, was she would talk to me about how she was feeling.
So him going to
about my
talking
white
to his
mama.
dad about his feelings and his dad
To his white mama. Yeah.
A white
that
mama.
safe space
That's
and
different.
him being able to talk to him and his dad help him problem solve and work through those emotions to fix or to overcome or to be whatever it is was a bad thing because it was problem solving. But Obama, his mom
right,
there, a woman, and you know, her being there and expressing her feelings was an asset to him. So him having his dad there and his dad being there for him and supporting him was a liability. But Obama being there with a young mom who's trying to figure out her life herself was an asset.
And look at the brother face. The brother like, what the hell is going on in here? I'm like, I'm just talking about my dad. I thought you like dad too. Am I lost?
Exactly. What happened to you? What's wrong with that?
And Obama like, yeah, sweetheart. What did he do to you?
Yeah, Michelle had a little issue with her dad. Sound like to me.
If this don't sound twisted to y'all, let me know. If I'm tripping, let me know. But it doesn't make sense to me. Again, the gist of this conversation is leaning towards the same reason why they are so disconnected from younger men in the first place.
And in turn, I could talk to her about how I was feeling. And so I do think I developed some internal vocabulary around this.
Again, because his mama was around.
Aaron and Austin, I need maybe have a different approach. I need to share more of my emotions so that they feel like they can come. What was that process?
I want to be clear again. He never say root to
it. Felt like once I had kids, I had to reevaluate everything, which included with my friends and family and work and the whole thing. And I realized when Avery was born, I needed to cut down my circle of friends to the serious ones because I've got some serious business of raising this kid.
To me, it's very easy to share because you feel very overwhelmed by yourself.
The things you've both been good at is having male friend groups, and studies show that the rate of loneliness among young men and older men has gone up, which pushes them into these manosphere spaces because it's the only place they're going to find community or to talk to one another.
If men
No,
are,
I will say this though, Cassidra, like the whole dating thing out there now, it is kind of crazy, probably on both sides and all of that stuff. So, and it's on purpose, you know.
Oh God!
But as a black community, but as a black community, we have to find ways as black men and women to stay out of white people argument. No, you go in.
But like you said, dating nowadays is just so different. You know, it's so much more different than what we've ever experienced. You know, I ain't been out there so long, I wouldn't even know what to do. But still, from listening, you know, to my daughters, granddaughters, and you know, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. But it's a different generation out there right now. You know, it's totally different. You know, it's nothing like we've ever seen before. I mean, you got these black guys, honey, don't want nothing but white girls. I don't know how in the world our black women gonna find, our black babies gonna find a black man. Everybody liking white women. I'm like, what's that about? But hey, it is what it is. But go ahead.
They gonna fight. Nah, they gonna fight me and you about some damn white girls. Cause that's why they coming at you. Cause
shoot, I ain't mad, honey. I ain't
they know you. I ain't accepting white girls either, but they know you ain't accepting it.
Oh, you dang all right. I tell my 1-year-old grandbaby, look, don't bring no white trash home. I tell him that at 1. Sure do. I sure do. I'll be like with him. Don't bring me no white. And I tell my 16-year-old grandbaby, we don't you stick to your own. I sure do. And I don't care who don't like it because I know how dangerous they are. I know how dangerous they are. So if that's not something you want to do, then you don't tell yours. Or you bring that, bring that Nigerian.
This is the thing that I had my heritage, but I want to get a different one. So I want to see what a different one says. But this is supposed to be my DNA right here. Apparently, the Portuguese was the first to enslave people, so I probably was among the first. That's probably why I talk about history so much. I probably was like that first group that got kidnapped. I was like, yo, they be eating people, and now I'm back here now. So, and then they still don't believe me because
shoot, they still
I'll be like, yo, they be eating people. They still eat people today. Like, they don't take baths.
No,
they don't believe
and they
me.
still eat cannibalism. They sure do. Think all them black bodies going.
You see that, Buana? You see that? I'm Igbo, and He is what do you say? What did he say he was? Let me see. He said he was Yoruba, so I'm Igbo, so we got beef. Yeah. Well, I will tell you this: if East Indian got a meaning, then Portuguese got a meaning. So how about that? But anyway,
great live. I love it.
So what did you think about everything tonight? You know, just to wrap up your you know, some brothers. I know you, and he don't like to mention the Spanish because they got the slave ships that they bought here. Yeah, I know, man. They caught me first, yo. I was one of the first ones that got kidnapped. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to tell y'all. But you know, this is divided politics. Even as you see here in this chat, there's gonna be people that come in to have say divided stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
well, I do believe that
y'all
it's time
definitely
for
have
us
the
as Black
chance to
people
come
to
on
get
here
it
and talk
together.
and say whatever you want. But it's okay. Yeah, I agree with you.
It's time for us to support our sisters and brothers and
Yo,
know
now it's
that
like no better time than the present.
And know that COINTELPRO is on the rise in our community, and it's even easier now because you're behind the screen. You know what I'm saying? And we have to remember that these people will never change. They will never ever change. So they throw their hands all the time. They throw the rock and hide their hands all the time. We have to be smarter because we dealt with this before. We know how this looks. So we have to be careful not to fall into us going against our own because of something that they did. You know what I'm saying? We have to be careful. And if we're gonna fight, let's not fight in public. We don't have to air out, you know, in front of everybody. No. You got something to say, then you say what you need to say and you know, and move forward. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I pass with that one.
No, all facts. And this was definitely a great live, you know, and shouts out to everybody. And this is gonna be my last statement about what we were talking about
And
today.
give your wealth away and hand it to them and let them have it. And then they, of course, use that same wealth against you, to destroy you, to restrict you in various sorts of ways. So we must be, so when you're filled with self-hate, your mind is reversed. What it means is this: you move things that destroy you, and you will hate the things that advance your growth. And you watch and look at your behavior. Look at the behavior of patriots and watch if what I'm saying is not true. I hate to read. I hate to study. I hate to learn. Oh, but I love to party. I love to smoke. I love to drink. I love to screw. I love hope. And all the loves often you will find will be loves that what? That don't advance you one bit, and yet you can't get over them. You're addicted, you see. But the things that lead to growth in wisdom, knowledge, you see, self-understanding and self-discovery, healthy relations, self-control, all those things are hateful. But this is the only way a minority can rule over a majority of people, is by turning their minds backwards so that they love the things that destroy them and hate the things that move them forward. In order for the love of us, we must hate learning. It has to be built into us. We must think that we can't do math. Because you see, if we do math, if we were into learning, if we were into research and into thinking and into, you know, real philosophical ideas, we would defeat those people. They know it. So consequently, what they must do is rob you of all of these things so that they may stay in their place.
Yeah, so all facts. And shouts out to William Bell, who was in the building. Shouts out to Raw, who was in the building. Raymond Witt, I don't know who that is, but shouts out to him. Shouts out to Hard Cole. Shouts out to Bawana, who was in the building. I appreciate all of y'all for listening. I know Kofi was probably listening, you know what I'm saying? But he gonna keep ducking that smoke. He don't want no smoke with you, Cassidra. Don't worry about it. He gonna have to go on his own live when you don't know anybody to say something. So I'm sorry. I take that back. I take that back. Hey, it's cool. It's cool. I take it back. I'm sorry. So shouts out to all of y'all who was listening. Y'all support Realm in the Bush and what she's doing in her organization and everything that she got going on, because she's actually out there helping people with her foundation. So y'all support Realm in the Bush. Oh yeah, shouts out to Matron too. Y'all subscribe to her and listen to her readings so y'all can learn something. And as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.
Peace, family.